Hey guys. So, what do you think? Should I turn the camera around so you can look at my ugly mug, or, you know, are you enjoying the taste of Utah weather? We managed to get another little cat shelter put together. I was gonna say just in time, but actually it was already snowing last night, so better late than never. Hopefully the strays find it and they like it. Definitely put it as close to where their stomping ground seems to be, but well, isn't this nice? Only thing missing for me is a bit of tea. You know, normally you can see mountains back there. So how's everyone doing today? Tea sounds amazing right now. It does. But Cassie is normally the one who handles the tea, and she is at work. So it is just me and some water. Well, it is peaceful to watch, though. It's gonna be bitch, though, if it sticks and keeps dumping, you know. I mean, you guys, y'all know. You know. You know. So, thinking I'll at least leave the camera facing outward while I read through the prompts. And kind of just go from there. Okay. So we've got the story of a French omelet from start. I feel like I have to do almost like ASMR with the weather the way it is. Just like, hey guys. Hey guys. We're here today. We're going to be enjoying a little bit of a snowfall and light jazz. Thank you for tuning in to KSM KP Poo Poo at night. In the day. I have no idea what I'm doing. But no, it feels like a kind of a down tone. You know? Kind of, well, not quiet, but like, fuck it, I'm just gonna read the prompts. The story of a French omelet from start to finish from the perspective of the egg. An exploration of class warfare and inequality that takes place night at the museum style in a big furniture outlet store between sentient pieces of furniture. No humans allowed. Think Snowpiercer, but in an RC Willy. Eggplant. Furious. Catastrophe. Monk sworn to poverty comes across giant hoard of gold. And the one we did yesterday, number 5, was he could see through her eyes. Oops. This tends to happen. I forget. But that's fine. So, figure this is a fair enough time as any to throw out there. Here's a bit of little fun, not news, but I track how long my short stories are. I mean, individually, but also total. And I think the minimum requirement for a novel is 50,000 words. That's what they do for NaNoWriMo. And as of yesterday, I had hit a quarter of the way toward that word goal, which, I don't know what I plan to do with these stories, if I plan on doing anything at all, but I definitely think that it's a bit of an achievement. I'm proud we made it this far. I'm proud you guys have kind of stuck it out with me. So, where do we leave off? Halloween version of a snowman, a scarecrow instead of a snowman with a pumpkin head that comes to life. Witches have their own kind of trick-or-treating, but instead of sweets, it's spells. A virgin lights a black candle and releases 3 trapped witches. A child dies and haunts the house, but nicely. Straight up stealing this one from Tumblr, but a vampire is in an ancient history museum and sees on display a love letter addressed to them from one of their longtime friends, another vampire. They then confront their friend with something along the lines of, "God damn it, Clarence, why didn't you say something?" An OBGYN tries to abort the Antichrist, but it's not so easy. A Fantastic Voyage interspace type scenario, but inside the body of someone being taken over by John Carpenter's The Thing. Night of the Living Halloween candy. Write a piece that feels like this, and then it's a song, translates Little Red Bird, that got me a copyright strike on YouTube. So, something QAnon related because Satanism. A group of friends are snowed in the Rocky Mountains when a snowshoeing trip goes wrong. Their food is spoiled unusually fast, and they keep smelling something foul. Cue Wendigo mayhem. You're hopelessly lost, walking through the woods. It's dark and no one else is around. Then, out of the corner of your eye, you see him. Shia LaBeouf. What is happening? Someone's going into the abandoned kitty yard. What are you guys doing? Get out of there. That's where the stray cats live. I must protect my babies. Rude. Who are you? Damn, now I'm just gonna be worried about that for as long as they're out there. It's fine. Well, I mean, you know, the camera's kind of turned that way. You guys keep an eye on these interlopers. Hope they don't fuck with my cat shelter. Anyways. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. A man carrying one half of Lock It All's life, supposedly destined to find his true love. He goes through hell, adventuring, hunting, intriguing, until he becomes an older man. On a cool day, he finds a nice quiet spot and ponders on his decisions over this locket. And then, I don't know, a dog trots up with the other half as its collar tag. Pumpkins that carve people. A similar style logic. Instead of a haunted suit of armor that attacks people, it's a group of people that haunts an empty suit of armor. It doesn't even look like they've gotten out of their car. And yes, I'm completely absorbed by that now. It's fine. It's fine. Stray Cats Live Across From You. I love that band. Yeah, and they eat a lot. Okay. Tremors, but they're gummy worms, and Kevin Bacon is a gummy bear named Barry Bacon. The president finds out he is fired via Twitter. Oh, wait. This was the lyrics one. I was a young boy, 10 years old. I got lost in the woods in the middle of the night, in a dark, rainy, cold, young and damp, a summer camp. I was a funny little sleepwalker. I didn't think to tie myself to that oak tree before I fell asleep. When I stood up that night, not knowing all the while where I would end up when I wake up, having sleptwalked for a mile. Just kind of reminds me of what's his name? Kurt Schneider? Hugo? Something like that? He's a YouTuber who is just unfairly talented but he will sometimes write songs where he'll look at the lyrics to a song he hasn't heard, and he'll look at the lyrics and the key, or like the chords or something, and then he will write a song based on that, using those lyrics and the chords to create like a new version of the song, and then we'll see how close he got. And he can do this, unless there's editing trickery involved, it seems like he does this in about a day. It's wild. What are you doing over there? I don't like it. It seems like a terrible day to be, like, investigating a property for sale. But, you know. The snow is still very pretty. I don't think you guys have the fidelity to probably see it like swirling necessarily, but well, since things are the way they are, did I get that right? I got that right. I think we're gonna have to go with the Windigo story. Shane, I moved to the deep south to avoid all the snow. It was literally my top reason. You know, I'm going to be completely honest. I've had a couple of people suggest, hey, I have another friend who lives out in the Savannah area. And he's like, you and Cassie should come down. And I was like, no. I've been to Georgia. And also, I'm a leftist. I'm good. It's not like Utah is much better, but I don't feel particularly inclined to trade one for the other. No matter how much I'd like to work on a Marvel movie set. I mean, you voted blue for the president. Yeah? You guys still have, from, as of the last time I checked, I mean, are the abortion rights still on the chopping block? Okay. Nice. Well, maybe Georgia can be redeemed. Really, the only thing I remember about Georgia was going to a Piggly Wiggly's. So... You still have Piggly Wigglies? Or did you take care of those too? So I'm trying to think about how to frame this story. I want to do something different with it. Oh, I feel weird. Camera caught my neighbors. You don't know what a Piggly Wiggly is? Does Piggly Wiggly still exist? Yeah, it looks like they're still around. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. You've got to go look it up yourself. What are they doing? Sorry, still just completely distracted. So what I kind of want to do is... Yeah, I don't know what a Kroger is. That's not the right site. Mm. Gotcha. They're leaving. Didn't like that at all. I need to check something. So I feel like I am about to end up on a watch list. What don't bears eat? Okay, we've had some bear. So in Quora, what human parts do bears usually eat first when eating humans? We've had some bear attacks every year in my region with new fatalities as well. So drawing on that, it's usually limbs, arms, legs. It chewed on, partially consumed, separated. Organs below the rib cage are less commonly attacked thanks probably to the ribs. Our legs are mostly muscle. Rarely killed by... Okay. So since I think I've got just two of you, and I'm going to assume that Scarlet Fury and Little Druid are those two. I could be wrong, but it's telling me on my end that I have two viewers. I'm like, oh no, I scared everybody away. Complaining about neighbor folk. Alright, it's kind of died down. I think I'm going to flip this back around so you can see moi. Yes. Okay, so. So I looked up Wendigos. It occurred to me that my knowledge of Wendigo. Oh, that's weird. I moved the camera, and like I actually looked back at where it normally is, and I was like, "Where's?" I'm not. There it is. I looked at. I know about Wendigos based on the Supernatural episode and the video game Until Dawn, but I don't actually know what. Okay, so I'm just going to read through Wikipedia real fast. I'll read it to you guys just. So let's see. Traditional belief system for a number of Algonquin-speaking people. Descriptors can vary somewhat. Common to all these cultures is a view that the Wendigo is a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being. They were strongly associated with winter, the north, coldness, famine, and starvation. Let's see. The Wendigo is gaunt to the point of emaciation. Its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against its skin. Its complexion the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed deep back into their sockets. The Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, unclean, and suffering from separation of the flesh. The Wendigo gave off a strange and eerie odor of decay, decomposition, of death, and corruption. Okay. Okay. So. They are oogie spooky. Whoops. All right. So, Scarlet Fury, if you're still around, I believe this is your prompt. Do kids just go snow? Are snowshoeing trips a thing that friends just do? I'm, I'm I don't think I've ever heard that. Not at least in my friends. We just drink. So it occurred to me right as I was writing that. Yeah, I would never do that for fun. Well, you've already established that you literally moved to, like, the fucking Bible Belt to get away from snow. So, you know. And remember, I lived in Arkansas for several years, so, like, I do not want to go back. It's not too common, but I have friends that go hiking in winter up there. Up where? Oh, the Rocky Mountains. I'm trying to think of the right word. Trying to think of the right word. The thing that came to mind is diorama, but that's not right. Peaceful scene works, but it's not the word I'm thinking of. It's often a mix of cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. Just occurred to me. Hey, little Drew, do you want to go on a mix of cross-country skiing and snowshoeing? You know, get a group of friends together, go up into the mountains. Just, you know, you want to get away from it all. The peace of it, right? And then, you know, one person gets hungry, a little nippy, pops off to just cannibalize the rest of the group, and next thing you know, windigo. Okay. So let's see how that shook out. Oh. And I will take this and turn it around since the snow is starting to come back for me reading this. Okay. Dan Harris smelled death and rot long before he saw it, even through the thick layer of freshly fallen snow. It was that strong. It invaded his nostrils, pushed past his ski mask. He never smelt anything like this. It was a miracle they found them before spring. A group of friends on a snowshoeing trip never reported in. Now he knew why. Except he didn't. Dan had expected a calm scene, the peaceful death of freezing to death. Peaceful to an outside observer, at least. What he hadn't expected was so much blood. He barely turned his back before gagging and vomiting up old Milt's morning coffee. Shit, he muttered, wiping his face with the back of his glove before it could freeze. The wind was crisp against his cheeks. Dan had never seen an animal attack that looked like this. 6 bodies, each torn open. Rib cages... Wait. I did that wrong. 5 bodies, each torn open. Rib cages open to the sky. Apart. Okay. 5 bodies, each torn apart. Rib cages open to the sky, and the skulls caved in. When he could force himself to check, he confirmed both were empty. The skulls caved in. When he forced himself to check, he saw that each cavity was empty, brain and organs missing entirely. For not an animal, murder? Of an entire group of friends? 6 men taken unawares? Wait. He looked around. The wind was howling now. He counted. Then he counted again. Once more for good measure. There were only 5 bodies. There were 6 missing people. His chest ached as he breathed heavier, inhaling the cold air faster and faster. There was too much new snow to see the original pools of blood, but there it was, splashed across the barks of a nearby tree, leading deeper into the mountain forest. Rocky Mountain Forest. Sure. Leading deeper into the Rocky Mountain forests. A story began to play itself out across his mind. A group of friends snowed in. One person grows desperate enough, does what he must to survive. Then he becomes... No. Dan stopped himself. No, windigos aren't real. Windigos can't be real. Alright. Kind of a simmer of an ending, not too exciting. No, I just can't think of anywhere else to land on this one, but I do feel like there's more story. Don't know what, but, you know, hey, that's how it goes. Computer's fighting with me a little bit, but that's okay. So what'd you guys think? Is that alright? Definitely seemed appropriate considering the weather today. And I like the idea of the kind of the after the fact crime scene investigation. not quite enough space to do like an Aragorn following Merry and Pippin into Fangorn Forest, but you know. Let's see. And we got it in the prompt, or in the blog. Oh, I liked it. That's so scary. Oh, good. I'm glad you thought so. Um, it's always funny what does and doesn't impact, like, as the experience as the writer of a story versus the experience as an audience member or a reader, where you're like, as a writer, sometimes you look at something like, I don't know if this really accomplished anything, but it's fine. And then, like, you hear something like, that's so scary, and you're like, oh, cool, go me. So, alright, let's see. Where else we've got? Oh. When I read through these earlier... Oh. When I read through these earlier, one that kind of was jumping out at me is the witches have their own kind of trick-or-treating. Instead of sweets, it's spells. Don't really have an idea, though. That's the interesting thing, is it's like, it's calling out to me, but... more like a vibe than anything else. Okay. Okay, so we'll start here. What, like, LOL Charlie Brown style? Like, Great Pumpkin and good grief because he can't make a good ghost costume? That kind of Charlie Brown style? Getting a bit of sun coming out. How about that? 3 witches trick-or-treating together, 2 keep getting great spells, and 1 gets the rock. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, like, it's probably a good thing to do to try and wrap up the explicitly Halloween themed ones, just because at this rate it's, I mean, we're already deep into Christmas season from the looks of it. So let's see. Okay. I wonder what the etymology on witch is. Oh, it's literally Old English. It's the word Wicca. All right. Well, I don't want to use that because I don't want to offend all the currently practicing Wiccans. But I was gonna do like try and like combine into like. Okay. Okay. So first thing we got to do is sweets equals spells. So trick or so treat equals spells. Trick equals I need. Could be snare. Spell or snare? Snare or spell? It's even though there's some alliteration with just both S's, it doesn't really flow, alas. Unless you guys can think of a. I mean, maybe there's. Maybe charm. Or hex. How about cheat or charm? Okay, so which is how? Okay, so next question. Is this just for. Is it for fun? Or is it for something more? I'm going to write just an opening. I think I'm going to try for an opening paragraph and see kind of just where that takes me. Oh, I see one of the cats. Did you guys see one of the cats? I lost sight of him now, but he was making his way downtown, walking fast. Hey, hey there, welcome back. This got interesting. Oh, I liked this one. I don't know about the story, but I just did a whole heaping bit of world building to be like, why would they have their own trick-or-treating? And I am so excited to read this to you. Ooh, this is an interesting world I've just stumbled across. So let's jump into it. Although I want to change that. Charm or cheat, in spite of its outward similarities to trick-or-treating, was much more than a childish game. For Sydney, it may as well have been life or death. Once a year, all witches traded spells. They had to. After... Oh, no. Okay. Once a year, all witches traded spells. Had to. After a year, they were used up. Poof. Gone. Vanished back to wherever they came from. That is, unless you gave your power away. Bequeathed it to another. For some, trading back and forth with a friend or a loved one was good enough. But for those intent to rise above their station, charm or cheat was the only way to scale the magical ladder. I don't know, what do you guys think? Cheat or charm or cheat? Okay. The better the spells you received, the more powerful you became. The so-called charm. The worse spells you received, the weaker you became. Sydney had seen some witches reduced from mad cackling sorceresses back to back alleyway hags overnight. Stripped of everything when their own ill deeds caught up with them. And they always caught up. Entire magical dynasties have been toppled by a well-placed cheat. She knocked at the door. The porch light was on, illuminating the sigil carved into the wood that only their kind could see. When the door opened, she forced on her best smile. Charm or cheat? She asked. The woman was older, with hard one lines along her face. She looked Sydney up and down, and her mouth turned into a thin line. You are hardly worth a cheat, dear, she said with equal parts finality and severity. You have no spells at all. I can see it. Please, Mistress Willow. I know I'm not the only one to come to your home tonight. I know since your wife died, you can no longer trade your spells. All your power will vanish at midnight tonight unless you charm them to another. Answer me this. Why does a witch have no spells? Why would you come to me? Because, Sydney said, trying to keep her fist from shaking. My spells were stolen. Mistress Willow nodded at her, sharp eyes alight. Charm it is, dear. Charm it is. What did you guys think? I really liked it. I'm sorry I didn't run with the three witches trick-or-treating together. Two keep getting great spells and one gets the rock. I like that, but I got really excited about this idea. Spooky. Yeah? I really like that. I want to know more about this weird world. Lol, I like this idea more. I mean, I don't feel like I've done a lot of stories that I got to, or had to explain, like, why the world is the way it is. I haven't done a lot of world building, is what I'm saying. And so that was kind of wildly fun for me. So, yeah. Not too shabby. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Okay, we're going to hit publish. We're going to check the blog. And there it is. Both blogs today. Those turned out, I thought, rather well. I like this idea, this little setup for this, I guess, little, revenge story, I suppose. So, alright. Well, We got our 2 stories. We got to enjoy a bit of the snow. Oh. See that. Whew. How's that? Also, I didn't even get to say I'm wearing my Knives Out sweater. I wore it to the not the premiere. Yes, I went to the premiere. Very important. Me and my Twitch stream that I didn't start until like most of a year after. But no, I went to the theater wearing this, and it is very warm and very snuggly, and makes me feel. It's just nice. All right, then, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. We got our 2 stories. I thought they turned out pretty well today. And we got to enjoy some weather. So, I think I'm going to call it there. What's the outro? That is all I have to say. That's all I have to write. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.